you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory, or visit online, instantReplaySportsCards.com.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Are you living with chronic pain, anxiety, or sleepless nights? You don't have to just get by. You deserve to thrive. At Thrive Alternative Medicine on Panama City Beach Parkway, Dr. Laughlin and counselor Suzanne Clark provide a compassionate path to relief, from medical marijuana card certifications to professional mental health counseling, managing conditions like PTSD, chronic pain, and the complexities of cancer. Book online at thrivealternativemedicine.com. thrivealternativemedicine.com. Find the relief you deserve.
Signworks, a business serving businesses since 1985. Everything from signs and banners, vehicles and boats, magnetic and real estate signs, contractor signs, and much more. Signworks can do large format, full color printing too. Signworks, a real professional in the business world. Call Signworks at 785-8899. Signworks, 850-785-8899.
When is the best time to talk to your family about staying in touch during a disaster? When floodwaters reach your door? When wildfires are engulfing the edge of your neighborhood? Or an earthquake is destroying buildings? When a tornado is tearing through town? Or a hurricane strikes? Or is the best time perhaps today? During a disaster, you may not be able to stay in touch with your family or friends as easily as you think. And it's not always as simple as using your cell phone. That's why now is the time to take action. Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida. And now, the Gulf Coast's newest sports talk host.
Hey, there's the new guy.
Paul Wilson.
That is not winning football.
Paul is your pipeline to the heart of the action.
The defense can only play this good for so long.
Hot takes, big reactions, and your calls are incoming.
This week, it's really going to be crucial.
The Sports Blitz.
They're playing championship football.
The new Sports Blitz.
You can say what you want.
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And it's a Monday, and you're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your home for the College Football National Championship. We are finally here. It is today. This will be your college football national championship Sports Blitz, and I'm pumped up about it. Don't forget to call in, to text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We are going right now to go ahead and open it up. You want to call in, give us your prediction, $75 worth of gift cards right now on the line. If you can guess the score, we'll write it down. James will write it down. And also, if you want to give your prediction on the air, we'll take your call as well and answer it. And we'll disagree with you or agree with you. Somebody's going to agree with you today. So either way, as always on a Monday, we got Coach Brian Haddad in the building. Brian, how you doing?
Doing well, doing well. Feels like I've been here already today.
Oh, yeah. And how about Jeffrey in the building? How you doing, Jeffrey?
You didn't believe me earlier. I said that it snowed at the airport yesterday.
Well, I didn't realize that it had snowed in different places than at the beach, because where I live, I never saw any snow. I was up early, never saw it, but I know Santa Rosa Beach had snow. I know Fort Walton Beach had snow.
Pensacola, Navarre,
Gulf Shores,
I drove
Orange
through
Beach, all of that. So,
Now, you say early, but see, that's in the eye of the beholder. How early are you talking?
6 o'clock.
All right.
6 in the morning.
I get to work at 5:45.
Half the day's over at 6 o'clock.
You guys are dating yourself for sure, because us young guys, we like to sleep in a little bit. 6 o'clock.
Yeah, 6 o'clock.
And as always, on a Monday, we got Jimmy in the building. How you doing, James?
What's up, guys? Had a great weekend. Waiting for a national championship game tonight. I'm hoping it's not a blowout, but I kind of got a hankering that it might be.
Man.
Yep.
Well, you know what? You guys, we're definitely going to get into it. I'm hoping that I can help you with just a little bit. We can look at statistics a little bit more just to kind of get you to move over.
Y'all been doing this all year. Y'all keep on moving
off.
Oh, no, man. Y'all been doing this all year. I pick a team, I say a score, and you say, oh, well, this team's actually pretty good and all that. And then I move my my prediction for
That's
the score closer in, and then it's a blowout. And you've done it. Not you, but other people have, especially. I picked, Indiana over Alabama by 7, and then 35, And then next week, what are they playing? Oregon? Yeah. And I picked 13, and then won by 34. So now I just said, well, the heck with it. I'll just pick 20 and see what happens.
Yeah. You're going to be wrong again, my friend. I haven't given my prediction. I haven't said the score yet, but I'm curious to see what other people think. Don't forget, you can call in, give us your score prediction. $75 worth of gift cards are up in for the person that can score it the right way. You know what? I'm feeling very generous. If you get pretty close and we don't have an actual person that picks it, I think I'm going to go ahead and give them away.
Closest?
So, closest score with the right team winning is going to be the way it goes. You can't get the score right, but you picked the wrong team.
Multi-Conte, 35-7 Miami. I'm like, whoa, man.
Well,
wow.
Either way.
Been waiting 24 years for this.
Yep. Well, we're finally here. We're going to go ahead and go to the Red 7T's phone line. We've got Mike on the line. Mike, how you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing fine. I'm ready to give you my prediction. It's going to be Miami, and it's going to be 24-7.
Ooh. Wow. So you're saying Miami's defense is going to hold Heisman Trophy winner Fernando Mendoza to 7 points?
Yeah, I think so. I think so because Miami, Indiana has crushed everybody else. I don't think it's going to be a blowout like one of you guys predicted. I think it's going to be a real close game. Indiana's going down to defeat 24-7.
All right, Mike. Well, we definitely will write that down. And I know that you're out of state, but we'll figure something out. If you get that right, we'll figure out something. Somehow, some way, we'll get you something, or if we've got to get you a gift card to your favorite restaurant in your city. How about that?
You know what, Paul? I just sent me ESPN 104.3 T-shirt. I'll wear it around where I work at.
That sounds fantastic. Deal. Done. We'll get it done.
Do you want me to give you my address?
You can give it to James whenever we get off.
And size. Are you a large?
I extra large size 2.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. All right. Well, James will take the rest part of this, and we appreciate you, Mike, so much.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give him what he needs to mail out.
Sounds good, buddy. You know, when
Thanks,
you look
Bob.
at, yes, sir. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Bob. I'll call tomorrow.
All right, my friend. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So, all right, guys, let's just talk about it a little bit. I'm just trying, and I'm not saying, you know, that Indiana is not tough and is not good, but let me just say this. Indiana was 2 plays away from 2 losses. A knee scrape versus Ohio State and a tiptoe escape versus Penn State. Miami's 2 plays away from being undefeated. A blown call interception against SMU and a diving pick with a chance to win versus Louisville. 2 plays for each team is the difference of one team being not undefeated and the other team being undefeated. Does that change you any in this conversation?
Because LSU's 3 plays away from making the playoffs. And I'm not kidding.
Yeah, and you're talking about it, most recent of those was what? 6-7 weeks ago?
6 or 7 weeks ago, yeah. So, Brian, what do you think Indiana is going to do, and what do you think Miami can do to stop it?
Well, I mean, Miami can do a lot of different things to stop it. The problem is Indiana has shown this year they can win low-scoring games and high-scoring games. So, I mean, that's what I mean about they're so tough to break down because they really don't make many mistakes. What I expect Indiana to do is, by the way, we misspelled Indiana up there.
No, not we. Not we. Someone else.
Sorry, my ADD caught me there. But no, I'm curious to see Roman Hemby tonight, Indiana's running back, because I think the one thing they're going to want to do, Miami's obviously going to come out pumped up, and they're going to try and get to Mendoza early, which means they're going to go off the edges and try and get that speed rush, drawing Indiana's tackles out of position. And the way you can slow that rush down a little bit is if you hit them with kind of some little delayed gives, some little inside trap runs to Hemby. So I'm curious to see if Indiana tries to do that to neutralize a little bit of Miami's pass rush. But that being said, Miami's a little banged up in the secondary, and then the safety's out for the first half. So they may come out throwing. I mean, it's one of those where I'm not real sure which way Cignetti's going to go, but I'm very curious to see if they do try and slow that pass rush early by running the ball some.
I think it's very cool to see. Now, this is going to be something that's kind of that we haven't really talked about, but I think it's something that gives validity to some of the things that we do talk about here in this show, specifically due to our age and our love for college football and where it's gone to where it is today. Isn't it a refreshing breath of fresh air that we've got two coaches that realistically are not young guys that are this pass happy, that actually know the football game? So that's why I think it's going to be execution, but it's also, these guys are a lot alike, I think. I think they understand how you win football games. I think that's why when they both had close games, they've known how to win it. And they both have tried to build their teams the way you normally and traditionally would build, like, say, an SEC school, which is have a really big, either big offensive line and a really quick defensive line, but both teams really focus on being able to run the football, which is obviously this new school of new thought of offense is not always the case.
Here's what I like, and I'm curious as y'all's take on this because I was thinking about it this morning. I like the fact that we have 2 teams that, it's probably too strong a word, but have not gotten here on gimmicks.
Right. Yeah,
I love that we don't have the stupid board with the picture of Taylor Swift and Elmo and a volcano and whatever for the plays. I like that we don't have the 3-second Chip Kelly offenses that wear your defense out like that. I like that we have generally line them up. My guys are going to beat your guys football.
Yeah.
And that is enjoyable to me. It's not to say that the ones in, previous years who did that, quote, like I said, gimmick stuff were fluke teams. I mean, they obviously exploited things that were there, but I like the fact that we've gone back to, I think my guys are better than your guys, and we're going to line them up and we're just going to hit you in the mouth. I'm very much looking forward to that tonight.
I love it. I love the fact that both teams see the reward of not leaving away and going to this new way of not running the football, or basically what I'm describing, what Alabama has tried to do, and run jet sweeps and run everything to the outside and only zone block instead of running it down your throat. But either way, when you look at how Cristobal has evolved and how he's went from a coach that everybody said can't win the big ones, chokes in the end, now got his team, ready to go to play in the national championship. And it's a good, I think it's really good for college football. Am I hurt that there's not an SEC team in the championship? Absolutely. I am. I'm an SEC homer. I hate it. I hate the fact that the last 3 years that it's been a Big Ten team in there and no SEC team has won. I am disgruntled about it. But I'm also a fan of college football enough to know that these two teams have done exactly what they've needed to do, and they've come regardless of how hard or how easy each side had to get it done. They still got it done, and I think it is going to be a heavyweight matchup. I don't believe we're going to see a runaway. I just think both teams respect each other, but I also think that both teams, if given the right scenario, could really be effective against each way.
Okay, first thing, Miami only has one player that's hurt in the secondary. One player, right?
Just the one player is
suspended
for the half.
They have a lot of guys banged up. I don't know if anybody's been ruled out.
Okay, first thing is I'm going to defend Elmo, but not Taylor Swift.
You know what I mean.
I know, I'm joking. I do like this matchup. I mean, there's not many other matchups I think I would like at all of the 12. If you give me the 12, and I'll be like, okay, it'd be awesome if James Madison made there. Unrealistic, It'd be cool if Ole Miss maybe matched up against Miami.
Ole Miss would have been an interesting.
Yeah. Or even Oregon going for their first title, maybe against, I don't know, any team really. But Indiana is a great story, and we can't deny it. And it's cool that, we've been talking for, two decades probably about the Big Ten just being 3 deep, because Penn State's the third team, really.
Right.
And then now we got something that's different, and they can actually talk about it. And we're not even going to mention, Oregon's been there for 2 years now, and, they are obviously in the conversation. But, yeah, I do like the matchup. And the 110 seeds.
Yeah.
That's even cooler.
Very cool.
Yes.
And the thing is how Miami got in with the whole deal with Notre Dame and all of that, and Notre Dame fans being really, they should. I understand. If I was a Notre Dame fan, I would be the same way. I would be, running down Alabama. I'd be running down Miami. But, at the end of the day, the proof's in the pudding. Miami earned everything that they've done so far by beating Ohio State, by beating A&M at home, by beating Ole Miss. I mean, just those three, that's just crazy to think that this 10 team, who nobody thought after their second loss was even going to be mentioned, didn't win their conference. Everybody was against them as far as that goes, and I get it, man. Yes, I would. If that was my team, I would definitely put the whole "it's us against the world, baby. Nobody believes in you." Look at this map of the United States and see that everybody, except for our little square, our little circle down here in Florida, in Miami, that's the only people that want us to win the national championship. Everybody in the country's against me. If I was Mario Cristobal, I'd be just telling them, man, nobody's giving you a chance. They're going to blow you out. They're the ones that everybody wants to win. Everybody's all but give Kirk Cignetti the national championship. He's the best coach in the world. He can turn any program around. Their little JMU players are the best players that could ever lace up a shoe. I mean, they're already mentioning on big time networks talking about, is this team, how would they match up? And then when you get to the press and you let the press in and they start interviewing the players, and I'll just be honest with you, the disrespect that the Indiana players have showed that I've seen definitely would give bulletin board material for the Hurricanes. I mean, some of the things that they've done. I mean, obviously, people have made fun of Carson Beck, all right, about looking like the guy from whatever, I don't even know, some cartoon, right? So there's an app that you can put on.
I know what it is.
There's an app that you can put on your phone that spreads your forehead out and puts your eyes out here, and they go around during the press, the media day, and they hold it up to the Indiana players and ask them questions. The Indiana players notice it and understand what's going on, and you know what? They didn't say, nah, bro, we're not doing that. No, they kept it going. Yeah. They kept it going. They kept talking. They kept laughing. They kept making jokes. So I'm just telling you right now, Carson Beck comes out there and is ready to go and rips them up and turns out to be the MVP, moves his draft stock up, they win a national title. He will have the last laugh. And I can't think of what's the name of the cartoon?
It's the sloth. I can't think of the name.
It's Ice Age. Ice Age. That's it, Ice Age.
It is funny because it's one of those things that, like, I didn't see right away. And the instant I saw the meme, I was like, oh, my God, that's exactly who he looks like. And it's been a thing all year. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm not the biggest. I get what you're saying, and I know it exists. And I know you're looking, for every little edge you can get. But I've never been a believer at this level of athletics. If you need something extra to motivate you, you've already lost.
Right.
I've never been a big bulletin board material guy. I always hate Kirby Smart at Georgia the year they were number one talking about nobody believed in us. Who are you talking about? I think it's a little cliche. I've never been that big into that. If I were Mario Cristobal, what I would say is, guys, you've worked your tail off to get here. This is our house. We know we can play with anybody in the country and beat anybody in the country. Let's go out and finish the job. And that's all I would say. I don't think he has to say any more than that. I think everybody involved in this game knows how big it is. They're ready to go. But the thing they can't do is get so hyped they over-pursue. They get out of their lanes and they do things like that. You got to remember, you still have to cover your assignment. You've still got to make sure and wrap up and tackle. You got to make sure you don't bite on that out and up there. You do your job.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you this though. Seeing that man walk up and down that sideline with the facial expressions that he makes, not Signetti, but Cristobal, and the way he sweats, you better believe he's reading all the bulletin board material. He's hook, line, and sinker because I imagine he's going crazy. I want to go to our Facebook page real quick and read some of the scores so that we can get these written down as well. James Kelly says 31-17 Canes. There we go. That's a big upset. Christopher Multiconte says 28-24.
Miami, obviously.
Yeah, sure. And I see, obviously, Wade Wilson, guy I went to high school with, he said, keep Notre Dame out your mouth. He's a big Notre Dame fan, so there you go.
I just remember Wade Wilson was a quarterback for the Vikings.
That's right.
And the Saints.
He was but, yeah, and then Van Chancey says that Miami is going to win. So, I mean, I tell you what, I'm telling you.
There's only one way they can win.
How's they have more points?
No.
Bobby Knight said.
That's the dumb idea.
That's what Bobby Knight said.
No, it's got to be like Mike Tyson. You got to punch him in the mouth early on, and then you got to have a turnover differential like the Broncos-Bills game, 5-1.
Tim,
if that happens.
Sorry to cut you off there,
no, you're
Jeff.
good.
Tim gave us a call. He says 41-7 in favor of Indiana.
Oh, wow. Man. Yeesh. That's a lot.
But don't you agree they got to punch him in the mouth early?
They got to. And let me just tell you this. I believe exactly what you were talking about, Brian. I think that's the message you want to make sure you say. But I really believe, before we go to the break, I do want to say this. I believe that it is going to get a little chippy out there.
Mm-hmm.
I think Miami is going to have a lot of emotion.
Sure.
And I think Indiana is going to have emotion. It's just going to be curious to see how much the referees allow
a good point.
it to happen.
Well, they've been allowing quite a bit.
That's what I mean.
That's
I'm
what'll happen.
wondering.
I wonder how much they're going to allow in this national championship. We're going to take our next break, and when we come back, we're going to discuss a little bit of stuff going on in the portal, as well as we're going to continue this talk. You listen to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Call or text in now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida is taking it to the hole. Your home for the most live college basketball in the Gulf Coast. The ACC, SEC, and the biggest games in the country. Plus the official station of March Madness.
The Panhandle's destination for live play-by-play.
Hear every slam dunk in ultra-high fidelity right here.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Monday's weather forecast. Sunny the remainder of the day with temps near 53 and a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight, a light wind out of the north-northeast and a temperature of 37. About the same tomorrow, around 55 with some sun and a wind around 10 miles per hour out of the northeast. Mostly cloudy Wednesday, a gentle breeze and quite warm around 60. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party. How'd you get your money so quick?
Hard Rock Bet's got lightning fast withdrawals.
Almost as fast as Dale Jr. valeting cars at this party.
Man, he's fast. Hard Rock Bet's fast withdrawals have given me new motivation. Tips are appreciated.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets. Not a cash offer. Offered by Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
This is Patrick with Turf Pro Pest Control. Do you want a great-looking lawn? Call Turf Pro. We will come out to your property and make a customized plan for your lawn. Then we will do the most important part, execute that plan. Turf Pro is a locally owned and operated company. We take pride in making your lawn beautiful. Call Turf Pro. You will love your lawn. The blue and yellow trucks make your lawn green. Find us on Facebook at Turf Pro PC.
If you build it, they will come. We're live from the CBC Construction Studios. The park stops here. James Fife is part of the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your home for the College Football National Championship. Coverage starts right after the show. You can listen right here at 104.3 ESPN. Don't forget, you can call in. You can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. Also, don't forget, $75 gift cards up for grabs. If you can name the final score tonight of the Indiana-Miami game, see if you can get it, and we will be going closest number if we don't get it right on the dot. But either way, good to have our friend of the show from the rebelwalk.com on the line, Steve Barnes. Steve, how you doing today, my friend? We're finally here.
James just told me there's a football game tonight.
Oh, yeah, definitely football.
I've been a little busy writing about court cases and tampering.
Yep.
So, and speaking of the court cases, expect Trinidad Chambliss to be the starting quarterback at Ole Miss next year.
What?
Interesting.
Give us the details on that. Well, I thought for sure it was a done deal. He was going to be about the second or third round pick of the NFL draft next year. Now you're saying he's coming back?
Well, he would be a second or third round pick, but he wants to come back. And the attorneys, I tell you what, these might be the attorneys of the decade because they're going to pull this off, I believe. It's Tom Mars and William Liston, who works for the Grove Collective. Mm-hmm. They filed in state court instead of federal court.
Yep.
5 guys lost their federal court case against the NCAA last week. This one's in state court, and it was filed in Lafayette County, Mississippi, which is Oxford, where Ole Miss is. And they drew a judge named Robert Whitwell. You have to look at it. Chambliss is a quarterback at Ole Miss. His head coach, Pete Golding, is a graduate of Delta State. Whitwell is a graduate of Delta State who went to Ole Miss Law and happened to play quarterback at Northwest Mississippi Community College. Could you draw a better judge than that?
No possible
Only if
way.
Archie Manning was sitting on the bench, maybe. But
Well, the thing is going to be it's either an injunction, which means kid go play, you got it, or it's going to be a temporary injunction, which means go play until it comes to court. Well, with the docket the way it is, with discovery, continuances, this might not see the inside of a courtroom until 2028. You know what's done by then?
The season.
The 2026 season.
Mm-hmm.
So I expect him to do it. And the way they structured it anyway, he signed that deal. So if it's denied, he's got a slam dunk case against the NCAA. They have to pay that contract to him. And I think the NCAA would just say, okay, just let him play.
Wow.
We don't want to write that $4 million check to him. Let him play. So I won't, put it in ink because I don't do the New York Times crossword in ink, but I would pencil it in pretty hard that Chambliss will be back.
Interesting.
Now let me ask you
and
this:
also,
do you love
Hayden
that?
Lee's going to be back.
Do you love that though? Do you love that we're gonna do this? This is the new precedent that we're setting. That we're gonna try to somehow, and I'm not jumping on either side here, but we're gonna try to manipulate it to where we can get more years in the college game, because realistically we got to know that this is going to hurt the freshmen that are coming in from high school. I mean, is this really what we want to do?
I like it for this kid because realistically he's only played 3 years of college football. I mean, realistically, he's not TJ Finley,
Yeah.
He's not Carson Beck. And by the way, cute little fact about Finley. Bo Nix just quarterbacked the Denver Broncos to the AFC Championship game. Do you realize he was once pulled at Auburn in a game in favor of TJ Finley?
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yes, sir.
That's just, come on. That's just weird. But, what's going to happen is this will be a precedent where people are going to file in state court instead of federal court. And a lot of people, are saying to the lawyers, well, it's okay. The NCAA will just elevate it to the federal court. They'll just use the diversity of citizenship clause. But Tom Mars came up with a great argument about that. And I'll quote him. It can't. As an unincorporated association, the NCAA is considered to be a citizen of every state in which it has members. So a kid from Georgia can sue in Clark County Court or Fulton County Court. A kid in Louisiana can sue in Orleans Parish. I think this sets a dangerous precedent, but it's one that the NCAA is going to have to incorporate to get out of it.
Yeah, they're going to have to figure it out. There's more things that need to be figured out. And, we've got so many things that we've talked about, and obviously everybody's talking about it. The other thing that we wanted to talk to you about was a story that Brian had been reading about. And is this stuff true about what Lane Kiffin is doing?
Well, first of all, the NIL contract's getting leaked, and then the rumors are abound that Kiffin is the one who leaked them through agents.
Who else had the information?
That's a good point.
So, yeah. But you know what? That's not illegal. He can do it.
Yeah.
So, hey, go on ahead. tampering happens everywhere.
Yeah.
Let's face it. I mean, come on. It's the blatant tampering now that's, getting my gander up a little bit. Pretty much everybody in the Ole Miss roster has said they have gotten a text or a call from Kiffin saying you got to get in the portal. Now, he knows he's not going to get all those kids to go to LSU. If he did, he had to get rid of last year's LSU roster to make room for him. What he's doing is saying just get in the portal and get out of there. I mean, yeah, that's tampering, but come on. I mean, like Drinkwood said, it's not tampering because nobody's enforcing anything.
Yep.
And that's the biggest thing. Like the NCAA, not only with all the stuff that's going on with the NIL, but with the coaches and what, and then you got all this stuff about how many years are we going to have college football players, or are they going to be 26 years old still playing college football? And so then we have all of that. Then we don't have a cap on the money. Now we're going to have a $40 million team next year. Like, they've got a lot.
Couple of $40 million games.
They got a lot on their docket for next year, for sure.
Well, the first thing, there's not, about Kiffin, but he did get T.J. Daugherty, the linebacker from Ole Miss.
Yeah.
The linebacker. How good is that conversation going to be between he and his daughter? It's like, yeah, your boyfriend, he's now second string because I brought this guy in from Ole Miss. That's going to be a fun conversation, or at least a really good, Thanksgiving lunch. But I think somebody's going to have to be in charge over the portal. And if they do, I came up with a tampering punishment, I guess I'd call it. If you're actually proven to have done it, because I think a lot of kids could just accuse a coach. It's like, I wanted to play that school, that coach didn't offer me, so I still have his phone number. I'll call him and ask him to call me. Now I have a phone record that he called me. I'm going to say he tampered with me.
Yeah.
Now, it has to be actually proven. But the first time you're caught tampering, anybody you got in that portal class isn't eligible to play for your school. They can go anywhere else they want to right then and be eligible. And you cannot participate in the portal the next cycle.
Wow.
That's a pretty good first time punishment. You do it again, it's the same thing, but you add, you also get no postseason. So there's not going to be a conference championship game, a bowl game, or a playoff, and you do not get to get in the revenue sharing of your conference of all the teams that do go. You don't get any share of that money. So that's going to hurt them financially. Now, you're going to have some people do it a third time thinking they're above everything. Then you're SMU, and they shut you down. But there's still going to be a loophole, like Xavier Lucas. There's still a lawsuit. Wisconsin's suing Miami for this guy. He signed a 2-year deal with Wisconsin. And then said, I want to get the portal. They said, no, you can't. You're not going to do it. And he said, fine. He just dropped out of school.
That's right.
Then enrolled at Miami, and guess what? He's playing tonight. Now, he always plays the second half because he got caught targeting in the Fiesta Bowl against Ole Miss. But, yeah, he's doing that, and Wisconsin went 4-8.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the game tonight, Steve, everybody that's in this room so far, outside of me, is really heavy for these Indiana Hoosiers tonight. How do you feel about this game?
I think Miami can dominate on both sides of the offensive line, offensive and defensive lines. But I have to say, I trust Mendoza a lot more than I trust Beck. And Miami beat Ole Miss for one reason only. Ole Miss didn't capitalize on the mistakes Miami made. Indiana will. I mean, do you realize Indiana lost one fumble all year long? And they recovered 11. They threw 7 interceptions. They got 18. That's a plus 21 turnover factor. Beck, I think, will make a few mistakes, and that's going to be it. I think it's going to be a little closer than people think. But, I got to go with Indiana, and it's really weird to say. I hate it because I don't want the Big Ten to win 3 in a row with 3 different teams, but I love it for a weird reason. Lee Corso. Let the man see Indiana win the national championship before he goes to heaven.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this now. To talk about the Ole Miss-Miami game, there was 4 interceptions or 3 interceptions that Miami dropped that they could have had, and they were in their hands, and one, specifically the one that just kind of just rolled around in the guy's breadbasket. I was just like, so that game could have went a little further to the other side.
In the defense of Ole Miss's defense, they were on the field for 88 snaps.
Yes.
Not many teams. I mean, I don't think the 85 Bears could deal with 88 snaps.
No, that's a lot.
But that was also Ole Miss's fault because you couldn't get them off the field on 3rd down. I think Indiana will make enough plays and force, let's just say 3 turnovers. If they force 3 turnovers, they win easily. Yeah. But I still have a soft spot for the Hurricanes because they have a little bit of an SEC draw to them. Parker and Cody Orgeron are both analysts for the Hurricanes. One on offense, one on defense. They're the sons of Ed Orgeron, and I love Coach O.
Now, have you ever heard those guys talk before? Do they talk like Coach O, or do they not?
I have never heard them, but then again, I don't think I've ever deciphered anything Coach O's ever said.
They didn't grow up in Golden Meadow or cut off.
I think
the Bayou.
Yeah, they grew
California
up. They grew up in L.A. and Knoxville and Oxford and other places. So I don't think they ever worked a shrimp boat in their lives.
Well, Steve, we're bumped up against the break, my friend. We appreciate you coming on, and so I guess you're going to give you're going to tip your hat to Indiana. That's what you're saying, right?
Somebody asked me if I was going to write a column tonight, what would it be about? It'd be about Mendoza, about how, he wanted to go to Miami. He went to Columbus High School where Cristobal went. He grew up basically a mile from the stadium. I'd write about all that stuff, but I'd write about how Indiana has really embraced him. And I think the hook at the end would be he was born in Florida, he was bred in Florida, but he's a Hoosier for life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going Indiana.
All right, my friend. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you, Steve.
All right, love y'all like fried chicken.
Thank you, my friend.
Steve.
When we talk about this game, it's going to be something else. But right before the break, AutoNation Ford, Panama City, 730 West 15th Street. Go check them out. You still got time for their Martin Luther King Jr. deals that they've got going on right now. They've got a special going on. They've got 7 different credit unions there to make you a deal. Make sure you go out and see those guys. And when we come back, we are going to discuss a little bit more about the games coming up, and then we've got to get to some of this NFL craziness that's going on. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Call in now.
This is Touchstone Service.
The Red 70s studio line is open.
Demonstrate how to make a call with your dial telephone.
850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Did they benefit from this with Lane Kiffin leaving? He doesn't want us. They kind of rallied around this. And I know it sounds strange that the guy who recruited all these players, built this team, got you in this position. Were you better because Lane Kiffin wasn't your coach last night?
It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Looking for the most romantic night out in Panama City? Ferrucci Ristorante is your destination for authentic Italian cuisine and unforgettable moments. The candlelight, the wine, the homemade pasta. It's like a little slice of Italy. From handcrafted sauces to centuries-old recipes, Ferrucci brings true Italian flavor to every plate. It's where love stories begin and anniversaries are celebrated. To reserve your table, call 850-913-9131. Ferrucci Ristorante, Panama City's most romantic escape.
No one wants to deal with a plumbing, electrical, or HVAC emergency. It's even worse when you're not sure what it'll cost, when it'll get fixed, or if someone's just selling you something. When you call Hiller, you can trust our experts to actually solve your home's problems quickly. And with true transparency pricing, you know the price you're told is the price you'll actually pay. Book online now at happyhiller.com. Happy you'll be, or the service is free.
All the happy-faced truck today.
Broadcasting from the CBC Construction Studios. The new Sports Blitz.
Oh, yeah!
Rants, hot takes, and huge reactions are incoming on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
We are live right here, live and local in the Panhandle. You're listening to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your home for the College Football National Championship. Don't forget, coverage starts right after the show. You want to be a part of the show, you can be 850-215-6290. Don't forget, $75 worth of gift cards if you come close. Or if you get it right on the dot. You got to have your team to win, though. But either way, we're going to go ahead and go to the Red 7T's phone line. We got Steven on the line. Steven, how you doing today, my friend?
Oh, Lord, I'm doing good. How you doing, boss man?
Whoa, this is Stephen Harris. Oh, man, this is a pleasure. We had no idea Stephen Harris is on the phone line. Netflix star, college football champion, Florida Gator alumni. My man. Now, you aren't going to...
I saw you was live. I had to pop in.
You are not going to call in and say that Indiana is going to win, are you? Over the Miami Hurricanes.
That's the only reason I called in.
The hate runs deep.
The only reason I called in. I said, yes, he's on live. He's on ESPN radio. I get to say it, yes.
Oh, man.
No.
Oh, no. So you're saying who's your daddy for sure tonight?
No, I'm from Miami, so... I went to Coral Gables, not even a mile down the street from the school, so it pains me to see that I'm pulling for Indiana. But no, I think it's going to be a great game. I'm pulling for Indiana because of my hate for Miami right about now, but my heart say they're going to win it.
Yeah, let me ask you this. Now, did you get recruited by Miami? And if so, why did you go to Florida? What was the difference between going to Florida?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm digging now.
No, yeah, that's oh man. I can't lie, huh? I did get recruited by Miami early on. My offensive center, I play offensive tackle, but he ended up playing center for Miami. We came out the same year. But Randy Shannon was the head coach at that time, and he just started recruiting me. His daughter tried to jump on my back one day and fell, and he didn't know she was talking to athletes, and he got mad at me, man. Stop recruiting me. That's just the honest to God truth.
Oh, my gosh. Wow. You kidding?
Yeah.
No, you're serious.
No, not kidding. Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but
wow.
I can't lie.
So, obviously, you've watched both teams play a little bit. How important is it going to be for Miami? Because, like, when I've talked about this game and specifically just winning in the trenches, the way that they run the football, the way that they attack you on the offensive line, how important is it going to be for Miami to really try to impose their will on a much smaller defensive line, which is quick?
Yeah, it's very important. I thought Miami would have imposed their will more last game, but it seemed like they got away from it trying to open up the offense. But I believe they're going to muscle these guys. The offensive line is tremendous. And, the depth of Indiana is definitely going to be tested on that defensive line. So I believe Miami has the skill, the depth, and the power to lay on these guys. So I think it's going to be a long night for Indiana defensive line and their offensive line. You got Bain, probably the best, one of the best, and then the counterpart on the other side, those guys as a tandem on the way they rush. Jason Taylor being there has got these guys dialed in with the way they rush, and their interior guys do what they need to do to make sure these guys get the pressure they need. They stay in front of their blocks. Their defensive nose guard is going to get the double team. He knows it, but he gets the depth he needs, and the three technique gets the two-way go. I think it's going to be a long night for Indiana. But their depth, Indiana, as far as age and know-how with the guys, them having an older roster, kind of reminds me of our 06 roster a little bit. We had a lot of true seniors, and then we had redshirt seniors, and then a couple of redshirt juniors that were on that team in 06. So that cohesion of just knowing what to do in moments, Indiana is very sound, and they play that way. I just think Miami just has a lot more power in Malachi.
Yeah.
you can't stop them.
Let me ask you this, because you're touching on stuff that the listeners, we love hearing this, and plus even myself. How important is it? I mean, and tell us what because that 06 team, like you said, true seniors and then redshirt seniors. How important? How much of an impact does that really make on a football team when you have older guys there that maybe like for Indiana, they haven't played at the highest level necessarily, but they're older and they're experienced and they're more mature and they understand a little bit more because they've been playing this game a little bit longer.
Correct.
How important is that?
That's very important because you don't really get that much, especially in this new era of college football. You're likely not to get it again. It's tremendous, especially when it goes into game planning for the week. Being a veteran group of guys, when the coach is saying, hey, and these tendencies, when they're in this formation, 80 to 70% of the time, they're probably likely going to do this. If this guy's lined out outside of this guy, then they're probably going to run this play. When you got a group of guys that have been hearing football talk for that long, it makes it easy for them to digest the game. And it's been evident with everybody Indiana played. They just so sound in knowing the game because of that veteran play, or just being in the locker room. If you probably didn't play that much on the field, but you've been in locker rooms long enough, and if you get the right coach to put that spark in you, you could be a dangerous team, and they've proven that.
Now let me ask you something that's kind of personal to when you were playing, and this kind of relates to, say, like for a guy that's like Mendoza. Him being as tall as he is and long. How hard is it to tackle those taller guys like that? Even when you say you get through your block and you're grabbing him and he might be 2 or 3 inches taller than you. How does that affect anything, or does it not really matter?
Not necessarily. I mean, we've played DeMarcus Russell. He was probably one of the biggest quarterbacks we played. Oh, yeah. But it is a task getting them down. You just have to make sure you wrap up and don't ever think the person's down until they're actually down. That's where our mat drills came into play. Like, if we got our hands on you, we were trying to rip you in half. So it wasn't I'm just regularly tackling you. I'm actually trying to put you under the ground. So the advice would be when you get them, don't let them go. Just don't think. The play is never over until I'm not stopping until I hear like 2 whistles. So.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: if you were to look at a stat line and you saw that Miami rushed for 150 plus yards tonight, will you say they win the game, or do you think they lose still?
If they rush for 150 plus, they win the game for sure.
And that's because you think that would limit the touches that Mendoza would get. They'd have to score every single chance, right?
Yeah, that, and you can't stop Malachi Tony. So if they're rushing for 150, what did he get?
Right.
Once you start bringing those guys in the box to try to stop the bleeding, you're dead.
So when you look at it, do you think, because I hate to do this because I'm totally 100% negative on this answer, but I got to ask you because, you were on one of the greatest teams ever assembled in the history. Mm-hmm. Do you think it's fair that they're if Indiana wins tonight, that they're trying to put them up there with some of the best teams, and even asking the Indiana players during the media days if they think they are better than the 2019 LSU team?
I think everything's fair. I mean, they win this game, they went totally undefeated. But if you put it on paper, they not beating Tebow and Percy's on. I mean, just to put it simple, but they deserve it, man. They had a great run with what they're doing. I know, everybody talk about the conferences and the schedule to get there, but the playoffs is long, man. Every day, every game you play, you can win or go home. And so they've proven it up until this point. So the guys get the victory. They deserve to be in that conversation, but I know you're going to have elite-level football people that are probably going to still tell them, yeah, you guys did great, but you're not it.
Yeah, let me ask you this. We had a conversation earlier, and we were just talking about some of the things that are said, because you know how smack talk is, and with the media like it is, and everybody, they kind of pushing towards that. When you played for Urban Meyer, did he give y'all, did he try to, get y'all motivated with what the other teams were saying, or oh, they're going to beat y'all, or, or they think they can muscle you guys, or did he do the whole bulletin board thing? Because I'm curious about that.
For sure. At our hotel, we had everything that they've ever said about us, how Ohio State was going to beat us, plastered on the wall as you're walking out of your room. So he had the hotel staff change the walls in there to put up what was said about us as we were going about our week. And or you have posters inside of when you're getting ready to eat what's been said about you or what they said we can't do.
That's got to be.
We don't deserve to be there. Yeah.
That's got to be
sitting down eating every meal, and next to you is a big old bulletin board, poster-sized board, blown up with saying all the bad stuff about you. Yeah, for sure.
That's got to be weird having your coaching the national championship against Ohio State, and then later on he goes and coaches Ohio State.
Yeah, it's definitely weird, but understanding his history and knowing Ohio State was definitely a destination job for him, just coming from there. But then to go and win it speaks more about the type of coach he is and what he can do with the roster.
So you played for the Broncos. I know you were probably happy from this weekend's game, but seeing Bo Nix, after the game, that was pretty much heartbreaking, right?
Yeah, but man, Bo Nix, he's been playing his heart out, man.
Yeah,
kid been balling, man. I'm definitely thrilled for those guys.
Do you hate the Patriots?
No, I don't hate them. I don't hate them. Spikes played there. I know a couple other guys, Big Money, ended up going there, Gerard Warren playing there. So, I don't hate them. Jermaine Cunningham got drafted by them. So, it was I don't hate them.
Does the Florida Gators ever ask you back to go to any games in Gainesville?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm always back. We've been doing the annual D-Line barbecue. This will be our third one, where we, speak with the younger guys and some of the older veterans. Come back and we do a barbecue with Coach Chapman, and we get to pour into those young guys, get them riled up.
Cool. That sounds really good. I'm going to have to make a trip over there this year for sure, and
yeah, man.
We'll have to hook up for sure. Then.
I think we have our reunion, 20-year reunion, I believe, this year, so I think it'll be alumni weekend or something like that.
Wow. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. I think you just invited me as your personal guest.
Yeah, come on, man. Yeah. Come hang out, man. It's going to be a great time. Y'all come on down.
I'll be your plus one.
Come on, man. I got you.
Sounds good. Well, we're bumped up against the break, Stephen. Thank you so much for calling. That was a great surprise. And give me your score real quick before we have to go.
I go Miami 28-14.
All right. All right, my friend. Stephen Harris, Netflix star, national champion. Thank you so much for calling, my friend.
No problem, boss.
Yes, sir. When you think of it, I love it when the guys that's played at the highest level get to come on and talk, because they share stuff that you don't think about, talking about technique and talking about how to this and how that. And it makes me just I love it because they were there. And for them to remember the things that they dealt with or went through while they were there.
Well, the players that they played with, they have a lifelong bond and something in these memories and everything. You know, when you say national champion in front of their name, it's like a doctor.
Yeah, yes. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
I mean, because, not everybody gets that. I know there's a lot of people on that team.
Yeah.
But, it has to
he
be
was a starter, and the players that he played with, that was a team and a half. Look, there was so much hype around Ohio State that year, and they just drubbed them, just killed them.
Didn't Ohio State, run the opening kickback?
Teddy Ginn ran a kickback.
And then Florida just housed them.
Yeah. Just smacked them. But that's
and I was happy.
Oh, I was too. I wasn't a Florida Gator fan, and I don't do the chomp, but man, I think I was that night. So I was pretty happy about that because Ohio State just knew they were going to win. Going to go ahead and read another one. Chris Steffen says 34-24. Miami.
Wow.
We're really
coming out of the
getting
woods.
some Miami love today. I was a little bit worried because I thought everybody was going to say Indiana, but man, I think Miami's going to do it. I'm thinking.
So this guy flew his, you probably don't know what a Vision Jet is, but he flew his own Vision Jet into the airport yesterday, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And he stepped off and all that, and I started talking to him and said, I'll be leaving around 10 or 11 tomorrow morning. I don't really care what time, whatever. I just got to make it to Miami, for Monday, right? And I'm like, what you going down there for? Oh, I'm going for the game. I said, well, who are you rooting for, Indiana or Miami? He goes, I don't know.
Just
He's going to the game. He had tickets.
Hey, those tickets.
Care. I didn't even have a team.
Who cares?
Fight. It's crazy.
Those tickets are expensive too.
Oh, they are.
But I'll tell you this: when we come back, we're going to talk about it and we're going to dive more into it. I'm going to finally give my pick and the number. But either way, we've done an hour. We're going to come back. We got to get into some NFL news. Thanks for listening. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back.
Taking your hot takes, rants, and takedowns. Let's hear it on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the most college basketball.
Three-pointer, college basketball is back.
The Panhandle's destination for live play-by-play.
The SEC, ACC, and beyond.
Oh, you saw that coming, Radford.
The biggest games play right here.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Monday's weather forecast. Sunny the remainder of the day with temps near 53 and a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight, a light wind out of the north-northeast and a temperature of 37. About the same tomorrow, around 55 with some sun and a wind around 10 miles per hour out of the northeast. Mostly cloudy Wednesday, a gentle breeze and quite warm around 60. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
We're proud to bring you the most popular cars in the world, like the stylish Camry and the sporty Corolla. Get award-winning style and 2.99% APR on a new Camry. Named the best new model by Kelley Blue Book. Plus, you get 90 days until you make your first payment. Curb appeal comes standard on the new Corolla. Designed to wow from the inside out. Get 2.99% APR plus 90 days until your first payment. Panama City Toyota, your Camry and Corolla headquarters.
Offer ends February 2nd. Visit PanamaCityToyota.com for details.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Haven. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Your goals matter, and at Anytime Fitness Panama City, they're ready to help you crush them. With expert coaching, personal training, and virtual workouts through the Anytime Fitness app, you'll have all the support you need inside the club and beyond. Limited time only. Join today for just $1 down and start your fitness journey now. Don't wait. Visit 107 West 23rd Street, Suite W8, or call 850-818-8184. Anytime Fitness. Let's make healthy happen.
Transmitting from the CBC Construction Studio. This is where heroes are created, legends are born, and dynasties forged. The Sports Talk Master, ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Sports Blitz.
It's Monday, College Football National Championship Monday, and you're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, right after the show, we will be going to live coverage. The kickoff is at 6:50 tonight. Don't forget, right here at 104.3 ESPN. You can call in, you can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. The Red 7T's line is hot and ready to go. Don't forget, you can call in or you can text in on that line as well to win $75 worth of gift cards to the local restaurants. James will write your name down, or if you want to tell us on the air why you are picking the team that you're picking and the score, we'd love to hear that as well. And if you don't get it right, we're going to go with the person that has the closest number, but your team's got to win. So either way, we've been talking about this. This is crazy to me. I'm just a little concerned about the way everybody is talking about when is Carson Beck gonna Carson Beck. Now, we're talking about a guy that's only lost 5 games. And I know that it's because he played on great Georgia teams. But the guy knows how to play winning football. And is there anything in your mind, Brian, I'll go to you first. Is there anything in your mind that says that tonight that Carson Beck has the opportunity to outplay Francisco Mendoza and possibly make people wonder if he's worthy of that number 1 pick?
The first part, he could outplay Fernando Mendoza tonight. I mean, in a one-off, he's talented enough to do that. The game could fall that way. I don't think there's any possibility he can become the number 1 pick. I don't think the NFL views it that way.
Yeah.
I think they've got their metrics and different things like that they use. Could he help his draft stock? Yes, absolutely. I don't think there's any way he gets into the number 1 draft pick conversation. But again, stranger things have happened. But no, could he outplay Mendoza tonight? Yeah, absolutely.
Jeffrey?
I ditto everything he says, but I'm kind of wondering if Beck could work himself into the top 5. I think it'd be top 10 pick.
He could, because we know teams reach for quarterback.
They do.
And there's at least 5 or 6 teams in the NFL that really need a quarterback.
Yeah.
They do.
Always the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got Arizona, you got the Dolphins, you got the Jets,
the
Raiders, and the Browns. That's 5 right there, without a doubt.
There was rumors about Dante Moore when he was talking about being the 2nd pick.
Yeah.
And he saw the Jets there, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to go back to Oregon.
Yeah. Maybe that's why Chambliss is trying so hard to,
Yeah, it makes you wonder because, I mean, shoot, they've got more than just the number 1 pick. They got a 2nd-round pick, too, so that's where I would think somewhere like Chambliss could go right there. That would be a big deal. So I'm trying to keep the hope alive
for Miami.
I think so. I do. Man, I'm really stressing. I really tried to over the weekend. I was busy, obviously, but I was really trying to just look at all the parameters of what we saw and how they played against Ole Miss and how Ole Miss presents a different problem for the defense because, you didn't have the sacks like you did against Ohio State or A&M because of how elusive and how they rushed Chambliss differently. But Mendoza, he is a pocket passer, but when the pocket does open up and he can take off and go, he has shown that he can do that. I just wonder.
Shuffles well.
Yeah, he moves in and out of the pocket well. I just wonder, and then as I'm sitting there watching TV and watching SportsCenter, and then sure enough, the last time Miami played against Mendoza when he was at Cal, and some of the licks that they gave him that put him on the sideline. And it just made me think and made me wonder, Are they going to hit him enough tonight that it could possibly put him on the sideline?
If that Cal offensive line he played behind
transfers,
yeah, he's in trouble. Now, I'm really impressed by this Indiana offensive line. In fact, if you really want to boil it down to the best strength-on-strength matchup, I think it's Indiana's offensive line versus Miami's defensive line. I think Miami's defensive line overall talent and ability is better, but the way that Indiana offensive line plays together as a unit is extremely, extremely impressive. And in watching the highlights, I think I talked to you about it after the Alabama game.
Yeah.
When you go from the behind the running back shot and you really can see the offensive line communicate, they never made a wrong decision. Like, when you'd gap guys, you'd stunt guys and everything. The offensive line's got to be pitch perfect on who picks up who and when. Whereas Alabama's guys, 3 blockers would go to 1 player and leave a giant gap open. Indiana never picked the wrong player. We know that Miami likes to go speed on the edges to draw the tackles out and look for gaps. So how well they're disciplined and how well they can pick up a lot of that gap blitzing that Miami likes to do with their linebackers, that's going to be a very key thing tonight. And I think we're going to see it fairly early.
Yeah. Do you think it's destiny? Do you think destiny is on the side of Indiana, Jeffrey?
No, I don't believe destiny. I believe in destiny sometimes, don't get me wrong. But, when you're watching games like this weekend, when you were watching the Bills and there's a 5-to-1 ratio on turnovers, things like that happen.
Yeah.
When you're talking about Mendoza getting knocked out, brings me back to Colt McCoy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Game would have been different if Colt McCoy had played that whole game. And I'm not saying they would have beat Bama.
Oh, it definitely would have been.
Because it probably wouldn't have.
It would have been a different game.
Yeah,
it would have been a different game.
100%
Yeah,
true.
and that's the thing. Like, if either of these quarterbacks go down, you're going to be in trouble because nobody's ready for the backup, honestly.
Because I'm already picking the Patriots for next weekend against the Broncos because I really don't think with the Broncos without Nix,
Yeah,
they're going to
not
need
the same team.
They're going to need a 5-to-1 ratio again on turnovers. It ain't happening 2 weeks in a row.
Well, since you brought it up, let's just go ahead and dive into that. Let's go ahead and look at what with that whole thing with Bo Nix going out and the asset that Bo Nix has brought to the Broncos with his legs. I don't know if you've watched Jared Stidham that much because I have. I remember when he got drafted by the Patriots.
I liked him.
He was a good quarterback. I mean, he played against Alabama and all of that, but and he's from Auburn. So we won't hold that against him. But when you look at him, he's not the same type of quarterback. He's not going to get outside the pocket. You can't run him like you did Bo Nix. And so it's going to really handicap Denver more than when having Bo Nix.
But I think he has the confidence, and I think he believes in himself. But problem is that he just hasn't capitalized in the pros. And I'll say right now, it's disappointing because I really thought that Stidham would be good.
Yeah. I
was wrong.
Yeah, he didn't. I thought he was, realistically, I was a little bit worried watching him come in, and then I just thought he would be like the Joe Burrow style of quarterback. That's who I thought he would be like, kind of like him.
You don't think Stidham can pull a Nick Foles here?
Oh, wow. That'd be crazy. Doug Williams was a backup, and he worked his way up. I think he only played like 3 games in the regular season.
I thought he played more of that season.
That season he did. Jay Schrader was ahead of him the year before, and then Doug kind of got in there. I think maybe a little more than like the second or third game.
I think he played the majority of that season.
Like the second or third game, he was in there to start, I believe. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But it is tough when you lose a quarterback. It's not the same team, especially if he doesn't do the same things well. And that he doesn't. He doesn't run like Bo Nix for sure. So,
and there's not many teams that have 2 quarterbacks that are like that level. When Bob Greasy, you know, he had what was the name? Start with an M.
Earl Morrall.
Yeah. Well, and you got to like Tyler Huntley. He was more of a style of Lamar Jackson, and so that's why he was effective.
So, did you hear about Dobbins? Oh, you didn't hear about Dobbins?
No.
Could possibly be back. They were saying
Broncos Dobbins.
So
he's not going to start, obviously.
There's an interesting dynamic here when it comes to, like I said, an injury like this. And when you only have potentially 2 games remaining, it can be kind of a rallying point for your team as well, because if you think about it, they're so close. Obviously, from the amount of things you can do and cohesion, it's better with your starter in.
Yeah.
And Nick's is a leader. We always said that. I make fun of him for being 1,000 years old, but he's a leader.
Yeah.
And that's true, and the team has rallied around him. But to me, this is different than if it happened with 2 or 3 games left in the regular season. And you're far enough away from that end goal. I think it can be demoralizing for you in a weird way with just 2 games, and you're so close to the prize. I actually can see the Denver team rallying together and really still being pretty sharp.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, a million different things can happen, but I feel better about them being able to put 2 games together, even at this level, than I would, like I said, if it was 2-3 games left in the regular season. You had a lot left.
And I think having Sean Payton is going to benefit. I think he's a smart guy. I think out of all of the coaches, he would be the one that would probably do the best with the quarterback because of his experience and winning the big ones.
Hey, Jameis Winston, behind Drew Brees,
Yeah.
He came in, he did really well.
But
Teddy Bridgewater, I guess, was the other quarterback.
It's aggravating. Yeah, he was. It's aggravating, too, though, that the play that he actually got hurt on was just a nothing play. It was
So
just
I'm
a nothing
confused
play.
because I heard 2 different things. I heard it was the play before he took the knee and centered the ball for the kick.
It was like
play before.
All right. Yeah, it was like it was like just a power run for the quarterback to get the ball to the hash. And, it kind of got blown up, so he kind of just fell over, but his foot kind of landed weird.
So obviously, it wasn't an obvious, oh my God, kind of injury.
Right.
And this came up this morning, and I didn't know the answer to it, and I didn't know if you guys have seen this. He famously had a really bad ankle injury at Auburn.
Yes.
Is this the same ankle, and is it potentially an issue where this could be something degenerative in that from the first injury?
So with that being said, it was very strange that he immediately from the podium after the game said he's scheduled for surgery Tuesday. That's not a normal thing. They don't normally do the scheduling of the surgery announcement that soon. So that makes me think absolutely that it's the same ankle and that this is a problem that they're trying to get fixed as quick as possible.
You almost wonder if he was set to have something in the off season already.
It would make you think. Wow. Yeah, it would make you think.
And it hit to a point where they can't. Yeah, I don't know.
Would you hate if Sean Payton had waited 1 or 2 days to announce it?
It's not that I would have hated. No, it didn't matter to me, but it made more sense to me, and it was almost like he was already prepared. It was not, oh my gosh, freaked out. It was already like, Stiddy will be ready. You know what I mean?
This is all layover from Sean Payton getting sat out for that year. This is NFL rigged conspiracy.
Yeah, here we go.
They broke Bo Nix's ankle.
On purpose. That's right. He did it.
The security went in there. Crack.
That's right.
Oh, God.
Yeah, while he was on the sideline.
Maybe this is against the rules. I don't know. I would have waited 2 days. And then I would have announced it. And then all the preparation that the other team was think tanking for 2 days is wasted.
Here's what would be the coolest thing ever. If come Wednesday, whenever injury reports have to be cycled, whatever, Sean Payton went, oh, yeah, psych.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he was just playing games with them like that.
Wow.
Because then you did get him for 3 days to scheme and plan. Vegas would be so upset, though, because that line jumped 5 points from what they potentially thought it would.
Yeah, I was going to ask, did anybody see the line, how it went crazy?
I want to say it's 4.5, and, it's 6, because they expected it to open as a Denver minus 1.5, and I believe it's either 4.5 or it might be 5.5 now, New England on the road.
Well, and that's the thing. When you watched, let's move to that game. I know we got, 5 minutes until the break. When you watched the other game and you saw, are we about to see the changing of the guard? Is Drake May about to become one of the faces of the NFL? I mean, honestly.
Yeah, he could be the Phillip Rivers of the NFL.
No,
so he is going to make the Super Bowl this year.
I was going to say, no, he's already won a playoff game.
He's going to hang around, huh?
No, he's already won a playoff game.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers won playoff games. He just never made it to the Super Bowl. Yeah. Now, Drake May is going to make the Super Bowl this year, but he'll never make it back.
I think it's.
Oh, wow.
I think it's too early to say he's a face of the NFL. It would be a great story for a good young quarterback to make it and do that. And there will be obvious, even though it's not the same, there will be obvious comparisons drawn to the next Tom Brady. Here's this young quarterback coming in. You know it's going to be there. But no, it's too early to say he's the face yet because you just don't. It took Mahomes getting to his third before that talk really started and then winning his third before it was cemented that he was the guy. I mean, there'll be a little bit of chirping about it, but not seriously. Now, if they come right back and go to the AFC Championship again or the Super Bowl again, then you could say, maybe this is the face of the league.
Well, I know that if he wins it, if somehow, some way he wins the Super Bowl, right? And I know you're like, this is never going to happen, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just saying, if he does win the Super Bowl, the correlation to Tom Brady will be on his back, and they will push that into that second year as far as being one of the people, one of the faces that you're going to see. That's the society we live in. It's show me the money now. Look at what they did with Jaden Daniels last year. They immediately moved him up front, and he got all the publicity, and he didn't even make the playoffs. He got hurt. They did the RG3 thing to him, and that's exactly what we're looking at.
What's so funny is of the 4 teams remaining, the one that has played noticeably the worst of the 4 is still the one I trust the most. And that's the Rams.
No, that's exactly what I was trying to read your mind when you went off on this tangent, but it was the Rams.
They're the ones I trust.
How did they lose?
The most.
They lost to the Seahawks like 13-3 or something like that.
Something
late
like
in the season.
That. I mean,
I was like, what just happened?
They're a really hard team to put your finger on because they have so many veterans, so many playmakers. They have a coach who's been there before. He's gotten in his own way. He almost cost them last night. But I still trust them. I cannot explain it. Maybe it's the age and the experience thing, but I just trust this football team.
But look at the way the Seahawks played this weekend.
I know.
The score. I mean, it's
almost too good.
That's almost jaw-dropping.
It's almost too good.
It's hard. It's hard to believe in the Seahawks, but this is making us believe in the Seahawks.
And it's hard to believe that Sam Darnold is playing as good as he is, even though he played really well last year for the Vikings. And when he played that well, but then you're like, oh, well, the real Sam Darnold is going to show up, and he did last year, but he hasn't showed up this year yet.
How funny is it going to be when we get a Seattle-New England rematch?
Oh, yeah, Marshawn Lynch.
And in our mind, it's so fresh. I don't think anybody on either team was there.
Nine years.
No.
Can you believe it's been 9 years?
No. I'm saying nobody's on the team that played against each other.
Yeah, can you believe that's been 9 years?
Was it Malcolm Butler?
Butler. I couldn't remember Butler's name that intercepted the 1 yard line or half the yard line, really.
Game.
Yeah. But when you look at how it's starting to unfold, you know, you look at Drake May and you look at Sam Darnold, and then, you know, you look at Matt Stafford, and now you got Jared Stidham pushed in. You've got 4 quarterbacks that all have different avenues by which they got there, and they all have their own individual story, and all 4 of them, it could be a Lifetime movie right before our eyes if they win it.
Good ones. I mean, Drake May really didn't live up to it in college. He gets picked. Not so good the first year, and now look what he's done, and the Patriots come out of nowhere. And the Titans shouldn't have fired Mike Vrabel, but I won't go off on that. Then you've got the Bo Nix story was going along great until this. And then the Matt Stafford story's been great because he's playing his best football at 182 years old.
Yep.
But the best story in the NFL is Sam Darnold. Over the last 2 years, what this guy has done, he has this phenomenal year last year. Minnesota cast him off, and look what he does with Seattle.
I can't remember.
Incredible. And they got rid of DK Metcalf.
And
look
they
what
got
he's
rid of
done.
his
They went
best
like,
wide receiver.
13-4 the Vikings did last year? I mean, they were right on the heels of the Lions.
right
They
there.
could have
Really
taken
good.
that
They
division.
came to the last game.
Yeah, 13-4, so they went 9-8 this year. So that's a 4-game drop. The Seahawks have gone from what? 10-7 to
Solid.
14-3? That's 4 games up.
I think they were 15-2, weren't they?
Oh, 15-2.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
So that's 5 games up.
amazing.
This guy's
He's
a
the best
4 or
story in
5
the
game
NFL.
difference from
And nobody's
any other
talking
guy.
about him.
Yeah, no, you're right. Well, we're going to go ahead and take our next break, and when we come back, we're going to discuss more about that, and then we've got to discuss the coaching carousel that's going on, not in college. No. The NFL cannot let college football outdo them.
You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Red 17 studio line is now open. 850-215-6290.
This just in.
Get the latest sports news, scores, and updates from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Follow us on Facebook for exclusive content, behind-the-scenes action, live streams, and the chance to interact with your favorite hosts.
Stay connected. Stay connected. Stay connected.
Join the conversation on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Search for ESPN Northwest Florida and crush the follow button.
I follow you on social media.
We're always here to keep you in the game.
Good evening. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Monday's weather forecast. Clear tonight with a low near 38 and a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Some sun tomorrow morning, a brisk wind and a temperature of 50. Slightly warmer in the afternoon and evening around 56 with mostly sunshine and a wind around 11 miles per hour coming out of the northeast. Mostly cloudy Wednesday and quite warm around 60. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Time to live life grand at the new Point Grand Panama City apartment home. Now leasing spacious 2-bedroom apartments at Point Grand featuring high-end interior and modern amenities like a relaxing pool, 24-hour gym, and on-site pet spa. Pet friendly at Point Grand. No breed restrictions, no weight restrictions. Come on over and tour the brand new Point Grand and bring your buddy. 723 West 19th Street, Panama City. Pop in now. 723 West 19th Street.
Short-term rental owners, are you getting the income your beach property should be earning? At Ocean's Door Getaways, we help owners increase revenue while removing the stress of day-to-day management. From dynamic pricing and 5-star guest experiences to hands-on local care, we do it all. Ocean's Door Getaways is offering a free rental income analysis and strategy call. Call now, 850-308-5494. Ocean's Door Getaways, 850-308-5494.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Now, we're live and local inside the CBC Construction Studios. The Sports Blitz.
Woo! Welcome home, baby.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your home for the College Football National Championship tonight. Coverage starts right after the show. Kickoff is at 6:50 right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, you can call in, you can text in on the Red 17's phone line, 850-215-6290. Don't forget also, we are giving away $75 worth of gift certificates and gift cards to the Lone Star Boil House and Jersey Mike's. So don't forget, with the person that can predict the score, call in, give us your score, we'll write it down, and tomorrow you will be the winner. And you know what? We're so generous here that if we don't have a winner on exactly the score, whoever is closest will win that gift pack. So either way, we're going to do that. You know, we've been talking about the NFL. We've been talking about the stories. We've been talking about how this is a year of craziness. But let's not forget how crazy the game was that Houston played, the Texans. C.J. Stroud has got to have the worst playoff stats in the history of playoff stats. Last week, 4 turnovers, fumbles. This week, 4 interceptions. The guy struggled. I get it. A lot of people had a lot of high hopes for C.J. Stroud.
but I'm just going to say it just like maybe I'm not the first one to say it, but a lot of people are probably thinking it. There's no way the Houston Texans are going to sign him for a big deal. They've got just the option, but he's not signing a big deal.
I don't see what your problem is. He completed a lot of passes.
He attempted a lot of passes.
No, he completed a lot.
To the other team.
18?
Yeah. All you can do is make sure they get caught.
18.
Well, Nico Collins is out.
Oh,
Nico Collins was out.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say it.
You knew I was going to say that.
Now, yes, it does matter when your best wide receiver is out. Don't get me wrong. That is a big deal. But you throwing the ball to the other team is not about your main guy not being there.
The biggest problem is their team is set up to where you just need a quarterback to take care of the football and be smart with it because their defense is going to keep you in every game.
Every game.
And you don't have to be the Brett Favre kind of gunslinger that has to go out and win you games. The way Phil Mickelson is in golf. He's either going to win the tournament or he's going to lose it by 12 shots. I mean, you don't need him to be that. And I don't know if he can't fit into a manager role or if it's just not in his DNA, but he doesn't right now fit what that team needs. I think he has a future in the NFL. Just for whatever reason, it just doesn't seem to be meshing with the way his team is constructed right now.
Well, we live in a microwave society. We live in a microwave culture, so to speak, of all of this. So I think do I think they're going to get rid of him next year? No, but I think if he don't put up or shut up next year, and I think it's probably with that defense, I think they have aspirations of being in the Super Bowl next year. If he doesn't get to the Super Bowl, I could see them moving on from him being his last year under contract and go in a different direction because you know as well as I do, the NFL doesn't always just stand for National Football League. It stands for not for long. So when you're doing it and you are going out there and everybody watches the game and sees how great the defense plays and how you just basically gave the game away, that's going to be problems.
C.J. Stroud, 6 playoff games in his career, 6 touchdown passes, 6 interceptions, but here's the most damning one for me, 7 fumbles.
There you go.
So he messed up his numbers. He could have had 666.
13 total bad parts. Turnovers.
Can't turn the ball
You can't do that.
Less talented Lamar Jackson.
Yeah,
and Lamar Jackson's not jiving with the Ravens because they have a good running back. They have a good defense, but he wants to be Superman. Maybe C.J. Stroud wants to be Superman, especially in the big games in the playoffs, and he just ain't the one. And that defense was sick. They are top 3 easy in the whole league.
In the whole league. And they tackle well. They do all the things well.
I don't want to make excuses because I don't like excuses, but that weather, I watched that game. I mean, when they paused it, it looked like it was a whiteout.
Yeah.
I mean, it was ridiculous snow.
That team reminds me of the team that the perfect quarterback fit would be like 2013 Joe Flacco. Would be the perfect quarterback for that team. Solid, smart with the football, puts the ball where it needs to be. Just like that's the kind of guy. He's not going to beat you by himself, but he's not going to cost you the football game.
So Brock Purdy.
In a way.
Or 44-year-old Phillip Rivers.
Not Phillip Rivers.
Trent Dilfer,
For
awful
1 year.
stats, but got wins.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. And you brought up a good point. Superman. Who have we called Superman for the last 4 or 5 years nowadays? Josh Allen.
Oh, yeah.
And guys, we've seen Josh Allen's team just not get it done. This was the year. No Patrick Mahomes.
I'm curious.
No Joe Burrow. No Lamar Jackson. Those are all the stumbling blocks that he's had for his whole career.
He's got new ones.
They were all gone. Now he was the big boy on the block. This was his year. This was the time for Superman to take the team on his back.
Well,
and he couldn't do it.
I don't know. I think you can argue the fact that they came back the way that they did because they were down 10, late in the third on the road. They came back, took the lead. Now I know Denver went back, but I mean Buffalo did a pretty good job there to get. And I'm curious because I was not I could kind of see the game, but I couldn't really hear what was going on. So obviously the big call is the interception.
Right.
I know you have to do something. But I really, as someone who's watched football my entire life, I hate all this complete the catch nonsense that's come out in the last 3, 4, 5 years. I can't explain it other than to say I know what a catch is when I see it. But I'm curious to see y'all's thoughts. He has the ball. There's an arm kind of in there, but I don't.
There's a hand.
Hang on. Right. I don't think it's shared possession when they go to the ground and contact is made. Mm-hmm. So in my mind, he's down by contact. Now, I know I'm not playing with the latest set of rules. So I can't get past the fact that I don't think that plays an interception. But what is y'all's take on it?
I'll let you go first, Jeff, because I actually know the answer, and I think it's going to be probably yours.
Well, look, at first glance, it looked like it was a catch, and he brought it down. But then on like the second and third and fourth replay, I was like, I think the defensive player has a hand in there between his hand and the ball. So he's got like one hand on it, and the other hand is like grasping a hand on top of the ball. But it looked, I mean, I want to say that the receiver has it, and then he's down, and it's down by contact because that's what the NFL rules are. And I felt like it wasn't an interception. It just painstaking me to see that not only were they calling an interception, because he basically stripped the ball from him, is what happened. He didn't catch the ball. He stripped it. That, I don't know, it seemed like they were moving on from it too quickly. They didn't want to review it. Yeah. And I didn't like that.
Well, apparently they can't review it the same way in overtime. That's why the Bills called the timeout, was to try and get the league office more involved.
Yeah.
I understand, again, what they're trying to do with completing the catch, but it's not for me.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
I'm not saying
that's
they necessarily made the wrong call. It's just not what I believe a catch is.
Right, and that's the thing. Like, it seems like if you catch the ball and your knee goes down and then you fumble the ball away, they say, no, his knee was already down, and they blow it dead.
Yeah.
But this is because they want you to finish the catch, and they want you to turn over and show your possession, and then that's it. That's the answer. That's what they want. That's the rule, and that's what they're banking it on. It's just like if you do a toe touch or a toe tap on the sideline, and then you touch them, you hit the ground, and then as you hit the ground and you go to roll the other way, the ball comes loose. That's incomplete because you didn't finish the catch.
James, isn't this the equivalent of the baseball nerds creating stats every new year?
It kind of is. It's just one of those things. We're just going to look at it, and we're just going to keep on looking at it because we're still talking about it now. Yeah. And it's one of those things that this is still going to be talked about over the offseason, and this will probably be brought up by probably the ownership groups that want to, look at a rule every year. Is the ownership group here going to say, hey, let's get another couple of owners in and let's bring this up to the rules committee and let's see if we can get this, I want to say, kind of going back to the old school way of doing it, because to me, he's down. I understand that you have to complete the play, you have to complete the catch, you have to have that whole football move thing going on.
Yeah.
But for that play at that time,
so consequential.
It was, the more I watched it, it's like, that according to the rule book that we have now, this is an interception. And the more I saw it, the more I was like, yep, it's an interception.
So did you think that the defensive player had the hand in between the ball and his hand?
Yeah, or else he could not have pulled as soon as he, you know what I mean? It was there the whole time.
So do you feel like he was down?
No, because he didn't have control. He has got to finish. He's got to finish.
Got to finish.
And that's the rule.
That's the rule that he doesn't like.
Yeah, he doesn't like it.
I think they made the correct call based on their rules.
But
I
as
just
a
don't
fan
like their
who
rules.
hates it. Yeah, and I don't either. I like it to be consistent across the board. So if it's going to be, if I'm down by contact, then I should be down with my catch by contact as well. It shouldn't just be when I'm fumbling, I'm down by contact, instead of when I catch the football and my knee hits that I'm not down until I finish my fall.
It's the same way I hate a running back sticking the ball over the plane and it getting knocked out. That's a touchdown. But a receiver's got the ball clearly in his possession in the air past the plane, but then he gets hit before he comes down, and that's not a touchdown. I don't like that either because he hasn't completed the play. he hasn't come down in bounds yet.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's got it up in the air, he's past the plane.
That's very rare.
That's right. But it does happen.
But it does happen, and that's the thing. Like, if you're down by contact, you should be down by contact no matter if you're running or if you're catching. But they are saying, no, when you're catching the football, you've got to finish. So if you're falling down, then you've got to fall down with the ball in your possession for it to be considered a catch.
These freaking nerds. They're going to make you say ollie, ollie, oxen free after you catch the ball now before it's completed.
Why don't they just do like basketball? Let them double dribble and walk all over the place and not call anything.
That's called a step back.
Really.
Well, either way, this is our time to talk about our sponsors, and we're going to go to Brian real quick and talk about.
I forgot.
Yeah, no, I was coming to you. But PCB Hobby, right there on Back Beach, got a lot of stuff going on right now. Todd's obviously in Orlando. He announced last week that they were doing a new shop down there in Orlando, which is crazy for them to be two places at one time, but doing the same awesome stuff going all the way.
Well, that's it. And that's what's going on at PCB Hobby. We're all over the place. I was at a card show in Biloxi on Saturday. Josh and Ethan went to the Dallas card show, obviously in Dallas. Todd's in Orlando trying to get everything basically set up for the new shop. This weekend, myself, Josh, and Ethan are going to one of the largest shows in the country, Culture Collision in Atlanta.
Wow.
That'll be 3 full days. There was some big action in Dallas. And Atlanta's going to be all the same major players. I mean, the biggest guys in the hobby, some of the biggest cards will be there. And always in the football playoff season, stuff is moving like crazy. You've got baseball starting to heat up. People are getting interested in it. We're about to get the 4 best words in the English language, pitchers and catchers report.
Yep.
You've got football playoffs. You've got NBA is going. You got all these new cards coming out. Topps about to take over the football license. So there's a ton of stuff going on. All the while, the shop's still rocking and rolling. You know, we have people in for the holiday weekend. You know, I would say people are trying to escape the cold weather, but they brought it with them down here. But there's a lot of stuff. This week's kind of a weird week for releases in that the big 3 really don't have anything. So this week, you have Formula One Topps Chrome coming out, which is always a really cool product. And then you have UFC Stadium Club, which is a very photography-based set, beautiful cards for UFC. But there are a couple of new things in the shop. Leaf has a new product out. It's kind of holiday themed that has pop culture, sports, everything. And then you have the Topps Chrome Winter Olympic and Paralympic Hopefuls set, which is always a lot of fun going into the Olympics. But guys, we've already had the announcement now. February the 11th, 2026, Topps Series 1 baseball comes out. We are into a new season. And we're not done. I mean, we've still got all these other products still coming, but 2026 baseball starts February the 11th.
Topps football.
April.
Okay, and that's going to be, they're going to have the numbers, the names, and the jerseys going to be right.
Fully
they're going
licensed.
to have every fully licensed.
So here's what Topps is going to do. They have been running unlicensed product the last couple of years.
Yeah.
They have held this year's purposely till they acquire the licenses. So even though the 2025 season will be over, Topps will be running a slew of 2025 football, April, May, June, setting up for the fall when they finally release 2026, which will be the new draft class. So Shadur Sanders, Travis Hunter, Cam Ward, all those guys from this last, Jackson Dart from this last class, will actually, for the first time in about 10 years, have licensed Panini and Topps rookie cards. And it's going to be the only time it will happen again for God knows how much.
So Shadur Sanders on the back of a card for 2025 is not going to have his rookie numbers on the back?
No, not yet. Because it's still considered a 2025 card. So it will be his rookie card. Okay. It won't have the numbers from that completed season yet.
But yeah, that's awesome. Well, going to talk about AutoNation Ford in Panama City right now. They are having the sale of the century, so go see them today. It ends today, so they are there making deals right now as we speak. We still got some time to go see those guys. Got all credit unions there to make your deals, to get it down cheap as possible for your monthly payments. Also, don't forget, Recommended Collision Center, your place for all things vehicle-wise. You go over there, see Brandon and those guys. They will take care of you. They're so good, they got 2 Brandons there. So, I mean, double the pleasure, double the fun over there with Brandons. But either way, go see those guys over there. Also, Panama City Little League has extended their sign-ups. Check online. You can go to the Panama City webpage. You can also go to the ESPNPC.com, which is our website. You can click on the icon and sign up from there. It'll take you to right where you need to be. Those kids want to play baseball. Don't start till March. It'll be ready to go spring season. And they've got softball. They've got baseball. They've got t-ball for all the ages. If you want to sign up and be a coach, or if you want to help the coach and just volunteer, you can also sign up there. I promise you, there won't be any kind of fights that's going on like in that travel ball tournament that happened in Winter Haven this weekend that everybody's talking about. So either way, go see them over there at Panama City. When we come back, we're going to discuss the rest of the day before the College Football National Championship. You're listening to Paul Wilson with the Sports Blitz, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Get in the game. Call or text us now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your spot for college basketball.
And it goes in at the buzzer. Got it.
Listen to select games from the LSU Tigers, Florida Gators, the Auburn Tigers, and the biggest games around the country play here.
Three-pointer, clutch it in. Oh, you saw that coming, Raph.
The most live college basketball in the Panhandle.
The game is over.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida and the ESPN Northwest Florida app.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus. Crawfish season is back, and the heat is on at Lone Star Boil House. Lone Star Boil House is where the locals go for delicious, mouth-watering Cajun crawfish, shrimp, buttery red royals, and everything crab. Plus, Lone Star Boil House is now serving liquor. Get crawfish 6 days a week, open to close. To-go crawfish also available at the front bar, and crush the follow on Facebook for frequent food and drink specials. Lone Star Boil House, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
The Sports Blitz. 100% live and local from the CBC Construction Studios. Call in with your questions, hot takes, and rants at 850-215-6290.
I'm sure that most of you have used a dial telephone before.
The Sports Talk Monster.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Come back to the Sports Blitz.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your home for the College Football National Championship tonight. Right after the show, about 15 minutes. And it is showtime. Kickoff's around 6:50, so you'll get to hear Joe Sagacki, the friend of the show, and those guys talk about how Miami's going to try to upset Indiana. So either way, don't forget, you can call in, you can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. You can also give your prediction and win $75 worth of gift cards right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You can also text in on the number as well. I think a lot of the Miami fans are really believing in this team tonight, and I know we haven't really, talked about how realistic that is, but the line has not moved. Everybody's still...
It moved twice.
It
did move?
It moved twice.
Where's it at now?
It's 7.5 on ESPN.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
so
it was at
7.5.
8.5. It went to 7.5. It went back to 8.5 very briefly earlier today. No, it's back
Back to 7.5.
Okay, so it's back to 7.5.
I'm going to look again now to see if it's moved again.
An hour ago, it was 7.5.
It's still 7.5.
So, Jeffrey, you think it's going to be a 20-point victory for Indiana?
Yeah.
And there's nothing anybody can do, say...
No, because he already tried swaying me a couple of times already on Indiana. And look, I picked Miami twice. I guess I was short-sighted against Ohio State. I'm not going to make any excuses about an interception or anything like that. Miami deserves to be where they're at right now.
Yeah, well, let's talk about it, because I know during the break we talked about that you went undefeated
in the NFL.
In the NFL pick'em this week, so we want to give you.
Tell him.
We'll give you the crown. Again. You did great. You picked all the favorites. Good job. I mean, that's how it worked.
Yeah, but the Rams were on the road and went into overtime.
Yeah, but
that could have gone either way.
But they were the favorite.
But I got my wins.
Jeff does really good when he picks the winners that are supposed to win. So we're happy for Jeff. So everybody give him that. And naturally, he's got Indiana to win tonight, because why?
They're the favorite.
Because they're the favorite. So, Brian, let's look at it. What you got?
I think, to your point earlier, one of the reasons I think why the Miami fans feel so strongly about tonight is because Indiana, they beat Alabama by 35.
Mm-hmm.
They beat Oregon by 34.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ask them, what is it about Indiana that is so impressive, you really don't have an answer. They just kind of do everything well, but you can't, if you asked anyone to describe this Indiana team, how do they beat people? There's not anything you point to. You don't say they have a 6,000-yard passer, they have a Jeremiah Smith catching the ball, or they have a Fletcher running the ball. They're just sound, good, well-coached, solid football players who don't make mistakes. And they always put themselves in the right position. So I understand it, because the upside of Miami is higher to me than the upside of Indiana, but it requires a level that I think, odds-wise, is less likely to happen. Mm-hmm. The same way I don't think Carson Beck comes into this game and he's going to make a lot of mistakes. He really hasn't on this playoff run. No. But the likelihood of him making mistakes to me is higher than Mendoza, based on what I've seen this year. So, Indiana, it's the weirdest thing. The question was brought up earlier is, if they run the table, will this be considered one of the greatest teams? It probably won't. Mm-mm. But think about it. They're going to be undefeated in a year where no other major college football program had less than 2 losses.
Wow.
Everybody else had 2 losses.
Everybody.
And we were talking
you're
off
including
air.
the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for the year. Because we're talking about it earlier. Last year, Ohio State won the national championship with 2 losses.
Yep.
2007, LSU did. Before that, I think it was 40 years.
That's true.
This is going to be the new norm. They're playing more games. They're playing more playoff games against better teams. You're going to start seeing this. So going undefeated, if they did, would be very impressive. It's not to say Miami winning wouldn't be, because, I thought that Ohio State team last year was really good, and they had 2 losses. So Miami could be that as well. I just think, if you're asking me, could this game go either way? Yes. I feel significantly safer in the notion of Indiana not making a mistake than I do Miami. Mm-hmm. And I think Miami has to play an Ohio State-like first half to put themselves in a position to win this football game. And the level that takes, I'm just not sure. Plus the injury bug a little bit. I know they're going to be hype.
Yeah.
But we saw it in the Ohio State game. Those guys wore themselves out by the end of the first half, and that third quarter was rough.
Yeah.
Now, they came back, and that was good. So I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think Indiana is very calm, very poised. I don't think they hit you for the jugular right away. They're just going to grind at you. I think Miami's going to start to wear a little bit. And I'm going to say, if you're asking me my score, I do think they cover, but I think it's a 26-17 Indiana victory.
And see, that's the thing about it. Like you said it without saying it. None of us can name 6 players on Indiana's team.
Right.
None of us can. We could probably, if we sit and really think about it, we could probably name 5 to 6 off of Miami's team. But Indiana, outside of Mendoza, I mean, I think Sarrett or something like that is their wide receiver's name.
Him be the running back's the only other one I know.
And so there you go. But that's us putting it together. But, I mean, you got Fletcher, you got Tony, you got Beck, you got Bain, you got Mesidor, Lucas. I mean, we got all of these 6, 7 players that we can name, and they've got the star power. But, like you said, Indiana's got this thing that, like, they're grown men, number one, because they're the oldest team in the playoff, and they just play sound football. And you know, we make a lot out of Cignetti, and we haven't necessarily, but the national media has made a lot, and he deserves all the credit. Look, you come from Elon, then go to James Madison, get them, you know, win right out the gate, and James Madison, it was a Sun Belt, but who cares? Nobody really does that. Then he goes to Indiana, makes the playoff last year, and then now playing, I mean, it's realistically great coaching and great picking. He's picked some really good to fit the style of play. You know, that was one thing that Coach Saban did, and I think that's one of the things he takes away. And Jeff, I know you always get on me about, you know, making everything, oh, well, Coach Saban did it. Yeah, but what I'm saying is like not always just going after the 5 stars, but actually going towards people and players that fit what you're trying to do and trying to accomplish. And that's what makes this Indiana team so impressive. I do think that this game is going to be a lot closer. Do I think that we'll know pretty early that this game, which way it's going to go? I think so. I think we'll know early. I don't think it's going to be a chess match of let me see this, let me see that, because I don't think Indiana works that way. I think Indiana puts forth their game plan and they operate their game plan. And if they find a weakness, it's like a crack in a pipe with water. The water starts going straight for wherever that crack is. And when they find it, and if they can find it, they'll exploit it. But I think if Miami can run the football, man, if I've ever seen a team that if they can run the football, slow the clock down, make the possessions just stay equal and don't allow Indiana to, you know. Now, obviously, what's the number one thing in football? We saw it in the playoffs over the weekend. Turnovers. If they win the turnover battle, Indiana's going to win.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just given.
Miami has to have the turnover,
just one
leverage differential.
Do you think if they can get one and not have
one's
one?
Not enough.
If the only way one's enough, if it's like the Ohio State game, it's that pick 6 that just really demoralized Ohio State. It put them so behind the 8 ball they had to hustle a little bit. And
do you think that is it going to be 50-50 on the crowd? Do you think the Indiana fans got in there and bought those tickets?
I think we're going to be very surprised how much red is in that stadium. I think the conventional wisdom has been this is going to be a Miami home game. If you're an Indiana fan, and based on what I'm hearing, these guys have happily spent thousands, if not tens of thousands on this run, because if you're an Indiana fan, you've never seen anything like this. You may never see it again.
Mm-hmm.
They are all in, and they are headed to Miami. It would not shock me if it was a 55-45, 60-40 Indiana.
Yeah. Well, and you know, if you look at other teams, and I'll talk about Alabama, I'll even talk about Ohio State. If you look at those teams, they will wear white, or they will wear the crimson, or they will wear the scarlet, whatever, or they will wear like silver. Indiana, no, sir. They're beat red. They're going to all wear red, and that's just what they don't have another color. White is not their other color. It's just the color that they have.
Georgia's kind of like that.
Yeah. Well, they'll wear black.
They'll wear black.
Georgia will wear black, but I'm saying Indiana, you will know when they do the scan out of the crowd, you will see the red, and we'll know whether or not it's going to be home field advantage or not.
I'm going to differ a little bit. I think this is going to be a celebrity event, just like that guy flying into the airport. He didn't even have a dog in this fight, and he's going to the game. He has tickets to the game, and he brought his buddy. He's paying for his buddy to go with him.
I mean, you'll see.
Let's go.
You'll see white and silver.
Seeing the prices on the game tells me Indiana fans are all over it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what pushes those prices.
This crowd will be 50-30 because 20% will be not with a dog in the fight.
Yeah, there'll be a scatter for sure.
That would be corporate tickets. Yeah.
But do you see an opportunity where you think Indiana might pack this thing out and be the
50%?
You think it'll be 50?
Maybe 50-something.
Well, we've waited until the last minute, and I haven't given my prediction, and I've talked about which way, and I felt like this was going to happen, and I feel like if Miami can do this, if Indiana can do this. And you know what? With this college football season, the crazy things that's happened with all the coaches, with all the players, with a no-name team coming in to win the whole thing, I just don't think they're going to do it. I think Miami is going to upset Indiana tonight, and I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think it's going to be 17-14.
Whoa.
Yep, and I do believe that Mesidor and Bain are going to get to him. I think they're going to hit him, but I think the MVP of the game is going to be Fletcher because they're going to be able to run the football. And when they run the football, they're going to slow it down. So give me the U, baby. I think the U is back, and they're coming.
He's playing to our Facebook page.
They're coming. The U. Give me the Hurricanes to take it over tonight. Coverage is about to start. We'll talk all about this tomorrow, whether Jeff was right or wrong, or whether I was right.
You're going to have to wear your Indiana shirt again.
Oh, man. No. Either way, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. Here we go.
Have you ever wanted to reach out and smack someone?
You can't fix stupid, but you can divorce it.
The new Sports Blitz. Rants, hot takes, and